Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rock Kaput. My name is Alex, and today I'm going to talk about one of the true pioneers of post-hardcore, Quicksand. They are back with their brand new album, Bring On the Psychics. It's their first full length since 2021. Yeah, but before we get into it, I want to remind you, if you like our content, if you like Rock Kaput, please subscribe to the channel. Please give us a thumbs up, and you will get notified when we release new videos on punk, rock, and metal. Yeah, and so let's start. At first, I want to give you a little background if you're new to Quicksand. Yeah, Quicksand emerged from New York in the early 90s and quickly became one of the defining bands of post-hardcore, with albums like Slip and especially Manic Compression from 1995. Um, yeah, they have become a legendary band. Both albums are absolute classics and influenced countless of bands in the last 3 decades. Yeah, and at the center of the band stands composer, guitarist, and singer and hardcore icon Walter Schreifels. Walter has been active for almost 40 years by now, and he first made his name in the mid 80s with the bands Youth of Today and Gorilla Biscuits, two very important hardcore punk bands. Before forming Quicksand, and later he played in bands like Civ, Rival Schools, and Dead Heavens. Dead Heavens is a stoner rock band, quite unusual for Walter, but yeah, he did a lot of stuff. I don't want to name every project. So yeah, and after reuniting, yeah, they broke up, and after reuniting in 2017, they released two more albums, Interiors, followed by Distant Populations. Yes, and both albums showed a more atmospheric and experimental side of the band. And yes, now they're back as a trio with, yes, of course, Walter Schreifels on guitar and lead vocals, and longtime band members since the early days on Slip, Sergio Vega on bass and Alan Cage on drums, but without a second guitar player. All the layering is done by Walter, all the guitar parts. And the album was produced by John Markson, the bass player of the punk rock band Such Gold from Rochester, New York. So let's talk about the album now. So before the album came out, the band released 3 singles: Get to It, Regenerate, and Crystallize. And all of them, I've listened to them before, all of them gave us really a pretty good idea of what to expect with this album. And yeah, after listening to it for the first time, the first thing that struck me about Bring On the Psychics is how focused it feels. It's just under half an hour long. I like such albums, but there's no filler on it. Every song earns its place, has its place on the album, and the album flows incredibly well from beginning to end. Musically, Bring On the Psychics balances the Quicksand sound. It balances the classic sound and the newer, more mature atmospheric direction they've explored since their reunion. And there's definitely more aggression and more heaviness here than on both previous records. But it certainly is not a recreation of manic compression or something like that. They they built on the foundation of their shoegaze, atmospheric, textured sound with more heaviness and more grooves, and made a very cool combination here. So let's talk about the songs. One of my favorite songs here, and the strongest song on the album, is Crystallize, also one of the singles. Yeah, it has really a fantastic vocal hook, a memorable guitar figure, and one of those choruses that sticks in your head long after the song has ended. Yeah, and it's very catchy, but not really predictable. It has really it takes some unexpected turns. Also, the opener "Get to It" is that is a classic Quicksand song. It revolves around their trademark stop and start dynamic. It's a very cool groove, and it has rhythmic accents. The band is known for. And they constantly play around with this rhythm and the groove, and which makes the groove more and more addictive. And the more you listen to it, the more details you find in this groove. And it's really, really cool. That's what makes Quicksand such a cool band. They are complicated, but in a good way. So it's still not hard to listen to. Yeah, the production is heavy and spacious and atmospheric at the same time. I mean, that was their approach to bring those elements together. Yeah, lyrically, this opener is about finally getting things done, overcoming your procrastination, and stopping with excuses. Yeah, it's a simple message and a positive message. Yeah, it is totally in the vein of songs Walter usually writes. And then there is the song Regenerate, also a single, which captures some of the energy of Walter's old band Gorilla Biscuits. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a much more straightforward song, rhythmically not as complicated as some of the other songs. Yeah, it's very accessible. I would also recommend this one if you wanna for a first impression. This one all crystallize. And yeah, this opening riff is huge. Walter's vocals come in almost immediately, and then later the song surprises you with a quieter middle section, very unusual, before exploding back again into a heavy guitar groove. Fantastic. Dynamics, quicksand as I like them. Another highlight for me is Super Collider. This is probably my favorite riff on the entire album. It's very direct, powerful, and immediately grabs your attention. Yeah, really a very, very cool song. Also, the lyrics are also very direct, and yeah, it's a more straighter song, and also very accessible. The song In Full Color shows another strength of the modern Quicksand, their guitar textures. And yeah, the band has, over the years, the band has become incredibly good at this layering of the guitars and creating an atmosphere without losing the energy underneath. So, and yeah, and one of the emotional highlights later in the album is Days You Run To. It's a very mellow, quiet song. It's more an indie rock ballad than a hardcore song. This could be even from a band like Elliot or Last Days of April. So that kind of song. And it's a reflective, quieter song about our tendency to romanticize the past, even if it has been painful, instead of moving forward. So it's a very thoughtful song. It's beautiful, and yeah, it also adds another dimension to the album's flow. So if it has such a quiet moment, so the next song kicks in even louder. So, and then there's the song Cool Guy, which has some of my favorite lyrics on the album. It takes a humorous look at people who try just a little bit too hard to be cool instead of simply being themselves. So it's very witty, relatable, and yeah, it's very much in line with the band's usual messages. So very cool song. Yeah, and yeah, I also want to point out. What's so great about this band is really Walter Schreifels, the man himself. He really stands out on this album. I mean, he's really so many decades into this hardcore career, and he still sounds fantastic. His voice remains incredibly versatile. He can move without any effort from soft, reflective melodies or even whisperings to passionate hardcore shouting. Yeah, and it never sounds forced. And he never oversins. He simply serves the song. He stays very authentic all the time. And yeah, and that's really one of the reasons his performances and also Quicksand remain so compelling to this day. Yeah, very impressive, very cool. Yeah, and overall, the lyrics on this album are also really cool. Yeah, because Quicksand still have something meaningful to say in 2026. I mean, a lot of those veteran bands become nostalgic or cynical after so many years. And yeah, Walter Schreifels doesn't. He still writes about growth. I mean, yeah, the topics are old, but it's a fresh approach. He writes about growth, resilience, authenticity, and taking responsibility for your actions. And he never sounds preachy here or sentimental or something like that. Um, yeah, and that is really something to admire. And yeah, and this gives this album Bring on the Psychics an identity beyond the riffs and the hooks and the music, and which has always been an important part in hardcore punk in general and also in Quicksand. Yeah, Quicksand doesn't really work without the message. I mean, if you ignore, I think it's very hard to ignore the lyrics in the case of Quicksand. And you shouldn't because they are quite good and they are uplifting and positive. And yeah, I think that's one of the reasons Quicksand remain relevant in 2026. So my verdict: bring on the horizon. Bring on the horizon. Bring on the psychics is really the strongest Quicksand album since the reunion. Yeah, so not stronger than Manic Compression, but and how it ranks in their catalog. Maybe you will hear that one day in an album ranking on Rock Kaput. Yeah, probably you will. I'm very sure. I mean, it's a short catalog, and we will certainly do that. Maybe Oliver will join in. Let's see. And yeah, yeah, Bring on the Psychics isn't interested in reliving the past. It builds on the past. Yeah, and that's exactly why it feels so fresh. And yeah, and yeah, Quicksand still writing music with a purpose, and yeah, that's very cool. And yeah, that was my review. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe to the channel. Yes, but this is not just about what I think. I want to hear what you think. I want to hear your opinion in the comments. What do you think about Bring on the Psychics? What's your favorite song? Do you agree with me that Crystallize is the best track, or do you think a completely different track is even more brilliant? Please tell us. Let's keep the discussion going. Let us know in the comments. We will answer them and we read them and we answer them. We do it both. Yeah, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate that, and we'll see you next time here on Rock Kaput. And until then, go listen to some Quicksand quickly. Bye.